Hello, good day, and welcome to the year 2 of my summer job accomplishment report. So, before anything else, I'd like to present this into a magazine style since I've said the printed material in your good office, ma'am and sir, as like a printed or a magazine style. So, this is my output. The title of my project this time is all about green initiatives, vegetable cultivation, and eco seminars for saving life, saving earth. So, my target audience for my community engagement is the children in my hometown, Ramihan, Panabo City, which I really wanted them to redefine these terms sustainability, volunteerism, and leadership. So, the year 2 project, this is an updated profile of myself as of the moment. I'm a third year Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English when I conducted this. Still studying in Mindanao State University, General Santos City. For my second time of community engagement, when I was still on the pre-planning stage, I thought about what I will be doing. And by that time, there's a news broke out in the United States that the scientists rallied about the threatening battle against the environment and the humanity. And with this, I decided to conduct green initiatives, which focuses on environmental issues. Again, my target beneficiaries are the youth of Ramihan, and with the aim to awaken their purpose as agents of change and builders of future. With this project, my goal is to lead this youth to the heart of volunteerism. So in the project, my cooperating entities, the volunteers, the guardians, parents, the barangay staff, and Ramihan Small Scale Association members, with the mission to make this community project a success. So the work description, I would just like to explain it first before showing you all of the milestones that we've reached in this project. So the activity or project in brief. Again, I would like to say the title, Green Initiatives, Vegetable Cultivation, and Eco Seminars for Saving Life and Saving Earth. So it's a 40-day community project with multiple programs implemented. So again, it was a plea to the address of the global environmental concerns we experience every day. So first in the project that I employed is the vegetable cultivation. Since we are in an agricultural sector, the children are exposed to these type of idea that when we plant, we make money out of it. But what I want to implement or what I want to impart to them is that in planting, in cultivating, there's just more of it in terms of saving the environment. So it was a project designed to teach participants the value of eco-living and conservation by teaching them how to cultivate vegetables and reusing waste plastic bottles as nursery pots for the project. So these children, they are already more like laborers when the COVID started. So I'm also one of the workers in our land. So what we basically do is that when we cultivate plants, we make money of it, but we kind of didn't think about what it give back to the environment or what it causes to the environment. So these children knows that when you have chemicals or you have these pots or nursery that you can plant all the vegetables, they are not really into making reusable plastics to use as their nursery pots. So that's what I wanted them to teach, that there's a lot of things that we can have or we can use when cultivating that we can only find in our homes. So for the second following project, it was titled Eco Seminars for Saving Life and the Earth. So this is more like a challenging part of the seminar. But before that, this project included 3 seminars. So first one is entitled Back to Basics, Daily Actions towards Taking Care of Mother Earth. For Life on Earth, Plan for the planet and our Earth future the power of deleting emails. This was developed in order to educate children about the current global issue. So the goal of these initiatives was to get students to become advocates for living in a sustainable way and come up with eco-friendly ways to protect biodiversity, which were, I think, successfully aimed. So before I would leave this page, I would just like to leave a quote: "There is incredible value in being a service to others," by Elizabeth Berg. So the accomplishment output during pre-implementation, which is the first one, the vegetable cultivation, we addressed the merits and downsides of growing local veggies. My father, a seasoned farmer and a member of Ramihan's small-scale association, advised us to grow only one variety of vegetable to focus on its growth. Since the Pamana Dato Abdul, the barangay's agricultural center, gave us pechay, eggplant, and tomato seedlings, we opted to grow pechay. Since I've talked to my father about this when I was still on the planning stage, what I wanted to do about is all about the green initiatives. So since he advised me to just grow one so that we can focus more on cultivating it, so we can also see the progress in it, and we can also think about what ways we can improve our practices or our strategies in cultivating. However, we also planted spring onions and eggplant seedlings, since some of the participants have already knowledge in cultivating these veggies. This is not new for us because in our hometown, we are really surrounded by plants or the vegetables that we have already planted, and since my participants are already exposed to it, so since we also decided to plant the seedlings that the barangay gave us. So the first initiative began with the collection of reusable plastics for the nursery area, followed by seedling planting, followed by the watering seedlings 3 times a week. And because I couldn't meet them all every day since they are studying madrasa, I've decided to make a grouping so that in every week there should be a participant that will take care or will tell us the progress of the plans. So I will just explain this, and later on I will show the milestones of the project for each activities. So next is the eco seminars. 3 seminars are planned for the second project. So first is the Back to Basics Daily Actions Towards Taking Care of Mother Earth. It is a refresher seminar conducted by the invited speaker, Ms. Norhaini Ranain, that helped participants reflect on their environmental actions. It assisted them in identifying what they could still change in order to save and be more sustainable in their daily lives. As a result, they were able to identify their bad habits, such as improper segregation, that they did unconsciously or consciously do on a daily basis. So on the first eco seminar, I still remember there were a lot of open issues regarding with their actions at home. So it is really, really important that when we started this eco seminar, we begun with an activity that will make them revisit their actions that they are doing at home. So the children or the participants determined what are those actions and what are the actions that they should do in order to lessen it. So I think the participants really engage well, since I have sent I was sent the answers of the questions that we've gave them. For example, what are the things that they do at home that they think are not really good for the environment, and they said most of them said that it's the segregation of the wastes. So that's it. The second seminar is for Life on Earth, Plan for the Planet, which focuses on long-term action planning. So participants were tasked as a group to design a project using reusable materials found in their homes. Furthermore, they underwent career and development counseling led by Truly Yours, which I believe could help them think about their future path. As a result of this, it serves as a bridge to continue instilling the act of sustainability in their dreams. So in the second part of our seminar, we've begun on showing them a film which shows the long-term effects of man-made actions in destructing the environment, or the destruction that they made. So I've also compared the man-made and the natural catastrophic events and what they do on the environment. And after that, I've incorporated it with the career and development counseling, or more like a set of questions about what they're going to do in the future, and at the same time, still instilling the act of sustainability in it. For example, one of my participants said that he wants to be a teacher just like me. So she how will she make it as a still an individual that is can teach a student, and at the same time will instill the act of sustainability, or the act of taking care of the environment. So as what I can assess, she's also determined to I think not just only tell them, but at the same time show them how it should be done. For example, just like what she said, there should be a proper segregation in terms of the classroom, and at the same time let students know what are the sanctions if they litter a lot in the public areas. So I think that's it. So for the final, or the third echo seminar, it's all about our future, our Earth, our future, the power of deleting emails. The third seminar introduces the role of deleting emails in lowering the carbon footprint and reducing carbon emissions and electricity powered by fossil fuels. Since the participants are now the players of digital age, this seminar helped them acknowledge that are the forefront of change. At the very end of our seminar, we also conducted feeding among the participants and some of the children in the community. So this is, I think, the highlight of my report, or my project, because since it is the solution, or like my solution on the issue that again broke out on not just in the United States, but I think they were also making a widespread warning to the neighboring countries, not just the neighboring countries itself, but also to the worldwide, I think, rather. So again, it's power of deleting emails. What we did on this is that we've talked about the processes of how you use email before, how you use email, and then how how it works. What are the parts of it that you can identify that you can delete or you can save? Because when we delete our emails, especially those spam messages, it can lower the carbon footprint, and it helps us to reduce carbon emissions. So what that is basically what we imparted to the participants. So at the very end of our seminar, we've also had a feeding, which I think will also make them more active when it comes to volunteerism. And again, there's a saying here that it only takes one voice at the right pitch to start an avalanche, by Diana Hardy. So the benefits derived by the community on this project is that it means as a reorienting the people in my community. Especially we are in the agricultural sector, and the people here are more focused on making money out of the cultivated plants. So as a result, we should practice the art of sustainability and environmental preservation, which we were able to accomplish as we carried out this project, because the participants made it a point to disseminate what they learned throughout the process. So here's the picture of myself, and also one of the volunteers, which is my neighbors, who showed us the proper way of planting, or the process of the nursing stage of these plants, of the I think the the petchay. So next is the benefits drive of the people. Before I started to conduct this project, I've already envisioned that my project would be something that will make my participants value the importance of volunteerism at a young age. So why did I did this? Because when I was still in going back to Jensan and then Davao, I've talked to my friends or my classmates, and I've really seen how they were active in telling people or telling the children that how the value of volunteerism, and it's really important as a mentor, because at a young age they would envision themselves as something that can help not just the people but also the environment. And with this, I've also determined or motivated to do this as well in my hometown. With the project I conducted, they were able to appreciate the big change they could do to preserve the environment as individuals. So I would just like to insert this before going really out, delving into my onto this page, that before I started the first after I started the first seminar, after we've discussed the first topic, I've gave them a background of the foundation and how the foundation really helped me to become a person that is always looking out on giving back to the community. So I think lifted their spirits, that on this time, on this stage where they are learning or they are discovering themselves, it is important that they develop their skills in helping other or helping our environment, and at the same time developing their selves into a version that is not just beneficial for themselves but also for the community. So I think I've showed them the milestone of the foundation, how us scholars give back to the community. I told them all of the engagements that we have been able to achieve so far or reach so far with our alumni. So I think hopefully they will also be interested in this kind of activity. So back at it again on the benefits of the people, their actions will help lessen the problems we are facing every day. So it is really important again to teach them this type of activities, because later on their later part, it's not something that they have to do. It's something that naturally goes along the way. When they see waste there at their homes, they will be like more practice or more responsible on throwing it in a proper proper areas, so proper disposal, or where they segregated their waste. So moreover, when I conducted the career of development session, I was able to determine their visions and of themselves in the future. So I'm just really happy that when I did the career dev or the career and development session, there were parents who were listening, and they could assess what their children are thinking on their future, and at the same time letting them know that it is really a crucial time to have a big support, or to have this kind of a support of the parents to the child on the making right decisions and career. They don't have to push them onto the things that they don't want to do, because later on it will just make a lot of things, or make it will confuse their paths. At the same time, it will confuse their purpose in life. So imparting advices and sharing my experience paved the way for them to envision their future careers. And it's not something that is not related to my project, because I think it is really related, because as what I can assess, career dev is really important in defining themselves, and at the same time what they can do as individuals, what on the community, and what they can give back to the community. And at the end, we were able to create an organization, Ramihan Troops of Excellent Service, which members are visionary of progress and success. So it's an active organization, which until now my members, here they are like participating in local government activities, SK activities, and I'm just really happy that these volunteers are really into helping one another, or really into like brainstorming what activities we will be having on our third year of community engagement. And I've talked to them what are those activities, and soon as we go along these green initiatives, we can opt for like planting in mangrove areas, because in Panabo there's a mangrove sector area where volunteers can help on planting, and at the same time cleaning the surroundings of that part, because on that part there's a not just a natural it was affected by the natural events, the typhoon, and at the same time the waste, there are so much tons of waste there in that area. So I think we're going to hopefully be able to visit that area. So the proponent, of course, it was a rewarding journey for me, because I was able to establish a youth organization and inspire children to become agents of change and builders of progressive ideas, which has paved the way for my future visions for these types of community projects. These also serve as a platform for me to connect with people and improve my communication skills, allowing me to better understand my role as a future mentor. So as I've not just from the beginning until the end or until today, I am really still on the cloud that these participants or the members that we will invite will be more like into the act of volunteerism and visionary of progressive changes, because what else we can offer to the environment is for us to act not just from how these projects were needed to be employed, but at the same time from time to time we should always think of what are the ways we can give solution for the issues that are happening in our homes, in our community, and to the country and to the world. So I guess it also helped me improve my communication skills, because I've really extended my skills on talking to sponsors, and I was thankful that there are some who gave their support in terms of like helping me prepare this venue. It was held on one of my relatives vacant area. So since there are more children on this place, so I was really thankful of their big support and offer to use this area. And at the same time, there were people who also helped me in preparing feeding or preparing the food for my feeding, and at the same time gave some amount to help this project be a success. So problems encountered, of course, financial needs, because since it's a 3 eco seminars, I really have to prepare food for them also to actively participate, because these children are still new for this kind of event. Incorporating such activity would help them engage. So since it's a 40-day project and we still have a lot of challenges that we have encountered, especially in sustaining these activities. So schedule, because the initiative began in the late weeks of June and the schools had just ended. So the majority of the students I invited were not enthused or interested in participating, since the madrasa also commenced at their summer break. So they were all studying in madrasa, and it's not a Saturday Sunday schedule, but it was Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's why I've gave them a grouping so that they can attend, still know about the progress of the plans. So recommended solutions, I should request more assistance from organizations, businesses, or families in order to solicit from them. Plan ahead of time for another strategy in which the proponents should use reinforcement during the invitation and implementation so that participants are more eager to participate. The next time, the proponent, I should assign a task for me to be able to easily gather information, gather connections so that I can easily or smoothly employ these my projects. It would be best if I have group participants so that they would know what are the progress of the vegetables. So the conclusion for this year's community project is, I think, like my most favorite among the projects, since I've only had two, but this is, I think, the best so far because I was able to create an organization. So whenever I wanted to have a community engagement, I think I can easily tap them to support me and at the same time be with me during the implementation. And I was able to inspire youth in our community to become active in service to people and to the community. This is what I'm really, really happy because after these events, after these projects, I've seen how the members of Ramihan Troops organization participated in various activities. SK, LGU, they've gone ahead of it and bag a lot of awards, and I'm just really happy that this is their, I think, their bridge in participating in community engagements or projects. And I was grateful that my family supported me to make this project successful, from preparation, venue, financial support, and services such as preparing food for the feeding. With this, it made me realize that it only takes one step to encourage people to lead. Thus, be the one to take a leap in all endeavors because that might ignite thousands of people to do well. So, I have this like a feeling. Nagsimula kami sa champurado at nag-end kami sa arroz caldo. And still, although it's a small kind of service or like a feeding program, I was able to make a group, and I think hopefully when we were able to again incorporate another project, we will have more members, more participants that will join our organization and my activity soon. So, okay, so this is the documentation of my project. So first, you have the preparation on June 1 to 7. Okay, it was such a long process because every time I am going to conduct each activities, I have to prepare it on the same day. Therefore, it was a part of activity during the implementation day. In week 1, I have started to gather plastic gallons that was used for were used for the nursery section of the seedlings. I have also my relatives and the children who supported the initial conduct of the project, such as clearing the nursery area. Unfortunately, my father was a big help for this project since he is a member of Ramihan Small Scale Association supported by the LGU Panabo. Have already requested seedlings in City Agricultural Office, so it was easy for me to provide seedlings for the vegetable cultivation activity. Moreover, the second activity was more challenging since I had to brainstorm and research topics for the seminar, create PowerPoints and interactive activities. I was also be able to invite the speaker for the first seminar. So here are the pictures, and this is the picture of my one of my relatives who helped me clear the area. Some of the participants. These are the petri seedling. I put it on like a plastic, and I think it was a failed attempt that we put this in this container because the seedlings were not making a progress. So we decided to put it on a box plant so that they can grow more. And these are the gallons that I was able to collect, the PowerPoints that I made, and of course testing the equipments that I will be using on the seminars, the TV. One of my relatives also helped me set up or decide of my presentation. So next is the kick-off of my project from June 8 to 14. Alongside with what happened on week 1, I have started inviting children through social media platforms in our community to join this initiative. I created social media public materials and sent it to group chats because I couldn't print the invitation since I am saving my money for the certificates. Also in this week, we have consulted with the farmers about their insights in vegetable cultivation. Fortunately, I and the guest speaker were able to attend a seminar in vegetable production held at our community, which was conducted by LGU Cagro City Agricultural Office. With this, I was able to come up with my topics for the seminars and decided to start planting the seedlings. So here are the pictures. Okay, so this is the picture where I've joined a seminar about vegetable production. This is also one of the pictures that I work with the workers on the field in City Agricultural Office. So this is one of the participants whom I've thought about the process of planting seedlings. So the pictures of my presentation is here and the scheduled activities. So next is the first eco seminar, which at the same time at this week we've also started to have a groupings in checking the progress of the vegetables. So these are my participants. What really happened on this is the more on a basic actions towards saving the earth. So here I've gave them certificates for each seminar, and also here's a picture of me and my cousin who helped me in preparing the feeding. Before the implementation of the first eco seminar, we had conducted a dry run, studied the topics, prepared the venue, and secured the numbers of the participants. So in a week, of course, it's not just a week for me to it's not just a day for me to prepare all of this. So in a week, I really maximized it into the preparation, conducted a dry run because we cannot have this eco seminar when we are not prepared. So of course, we've studied our topics, research about this, how can the seminar be more engaging, and of course, we secured our participants. Moreover, at the end of this week, we made sure some of the participants were able to attend the growth of the plants. Therefore, assigned children watered and cleaned the area, replanted some of the plants into hanging pots. Since some of them weren't able to grow, so we've made a replanting. So the first eco seminar focused on relearning the fundamentals actions on individual and environmental conservation. It was organized by the invited speaker, Ms. Norhaini Ranain, to address current environmental issues and causes. So I'm really happy that and fortunate that my speaker is volunteered. She volunteered to led this eco seminar. So the audience was asked about examples of man-made destruction, making it an interactive seminar. So they've answered the questions such as what are those man-made and what are those natural calamity that is happening and that is making destruction in our environment. So the following lecture, they were asked to discuss what solutions they could contribute to the environmental preservation and to report in front of the body. The lecture concluded with the presentation of certificates. So it's from June 15 to 21. So I would just like to see again the pictures. So here are the documentations that I've recorded. So yeah, I've also gave them a name tag so that I can easily identify what are their names, and I can easily call them when they were called to answer the questions. So I've utilized a small TV, my laptop, and the venue that was offered to me by one of my relatives. And also at this time, I've also told them about the foundation. So I think on this part at the beginning of the eco seminar, I think they are already motivated to the act of voluntary activities or volunteerism. So on June 22 to 28, this is the second time of my eco seminar. So here's the pictures of my participants. and what we did on that. So the same with the first eco seminar, I practiced and studied my lecture, requested to my relative to use again the venue of our venue last week. Alongside children assigned on this week's vegetable cultivation journey, made sure that the plants are making impressive progress. So fortunately, the plants did an impressive progress. So the second eco seminar began with a film viewing, and this time I was the one who prepared the topic. So I showed them what are the man-made destruction and also the natural destruction, so that they can contrast what are the differences. And since it is all about planning and developing how we can be resourceful in the community and at our homes, we decided to review the major problems that the world are facing today and plan micro ways to will be a great help and macro issues. Therefore, participants of this are really said what are their plans on making actions or taking small actions at their homes. So I think my participants said that from now on she should be more cautious in terms of segregating wastes at their home and using papers instead of paper bags instead of cellophanes, or using eco bag when going to mall or shops, so that they can lessen the usage of cellophanes. So for my third seminar, this is the power of deleting emails. So here's the progress of, I think the highlight of this seminar, aside from the seminar, is the progress of our plans. So the third seminar was more like a focus group discussion about the importance of deleting spam emails. The participants were able to know how to delete and identify spam messages stored in emails. What conspired in the lecture was that emails uses carbon footprints, which consumes electricity, then emits greenhouse gases, which alter and builds up and largely contributes to the climate change occurring in the world. They were also asked how to unsubscribe accounts to avoid getting messages. The lecture ended with feeding program. There were also parents who attended the seminar. However, the highlight of the third week focused more on the status of the vegetables, reporting some of the vegetables that were need to be transferred to a bigger space. So I would like to add on this part also, we also did the car dev. So I think they were able to suggest or talked about their career plans, their plans in senior high school, since most of my participants are graduating, and they will soon proceed to senior high school course. So I think this is the vegetable cultivation page. Here's the proponent. I think we were not able to gather. I was not able to gather everyone, but here's a picture some of my participants. So this is what I did. I wasn't able to document when we gave these vegetables to our neighbors because I wasn't here in Davao. So I was in Jensen. So I've just told them to give it, and they weren't able to. My mom wasn't able to document it. So here's the picture. The first eco seminar, as you can see, it's not a usual it's not a usual vegetable that you can see in the market. So it's really fresh and very organic. As you can see, it's thin, it's more green. The first eco seminar was all about the relearning basic actions of an individual and taking care of the environment. It was again spearheaded by an invited speaker, Ms. Norhaini Renain, in tackling the current issues and causes of environmental destruction. It was an interactive seminar because audiences were asked about the examples of man-made destructions. After the lecture, they were asked to discuss what solutions they can contribute to protect the environment and were asked to report in front of the body. So again, it was ended with awarding of certificates. So here's the vegetable growth. Okay, we have here week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, so this is the picture of our spring onions that we weren't able to focus more, but we're happy that it made, a big progress. Okay, so I've watched a video on how you basically let out the part of the spring onions from the spring onions that you use when you're cooking. So you basically put it on like a shallow container and just put spray water or give a little bit of water on it every time that you feel like it's running out of water, and then eventually it will grow, and then you can transfer it into a bigger pot. So okay, so these are the invitations. So I was able to send it through social media chats, especially Messenger. Okay, so here's the schedule of activity. So here's the schedule of activities, and some more invitations on the second second seminar, and then the third seminar. Ayan. Here's the third seminar. Okay, so my takeaway is it was just an honor to once again share my voice and platform on this kind of platform through this project and empower youth to become leaders and catalysts of changes. Indeed, it has been a wonderful journey with the people who shower their support to my family, friends, government entities, and to the children of Ramihan. Thank you for the opportunity. So here's the picture of my awarding of certificates. Okay, so I was given a certificate by our barangay captain at the same time our chairman, because I was more of contact with our chairman since I can easily tap on him. Here's a solicitation letter. Okay, I've made a mistake here putting an August since it's supposed to be June to Okay. RTS. Name as the president. The organization aims to create leaders and volunteers who are willing to serve for the betterment of the community. So, attendance, activities. I wasn't able to really capture or to really record their attendance from every day, but I didn't check a certain week where they weren't able to comply their tasks. But again, I'm really thankful that most of them participated every week. So yeah, this is the approval letter, and that's basically everything that I presented the milestone of my activity. And later on we'll have the video documentation of what really happened, or what the actual documentation of some of the seminars and also the vegetable cultivation. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next journey of my community engagements. So bye.